Alright, seems like everyone is here, right? I think we should start now. As you guys can see nowadays, there's many domestic abuse cases caused by stepmother or father, and children from family which have parents live apart gradually give themselves poor behavior. So I bring up a really hard topic today about family. My question is divorce better than an unhappy marriage? I guess you guys already have ideas in your mind, right? So let's start with Vân, please share your idea.
Yeah, and in my opinion, divorce is a better option, and one of the reasons is you should love yourself. I have seen many cases of depression of as a victim of unhappy marriage. But I think in today's civilized society, people no longer just divorce women for reasons such as they don't think about their children or dishonor their family. Be kind with your own feeling. This means giving yourself a new chance to find other things that make you happy. It's like living freely, having economic autonomy, and doing what you want without think about your husband's opinion, and be fair to save money for the family.
So you think that when people get divorced, they will be happier? Thái Sang, do you agree with her?
In my view, I also think divorce is better than continuing an unhappy marriage. On earth, you want a happy relationship, and you don't have to suffer stress and sadness in this relationship. In other words, choosing divorce will help you have more chance and hopes. I mean, you can get away with a toxic relationship and your life is more positive. Maybe you can be find down with the right person you who make you happy. That's all.
Hmm. Oh, you also have similar idea with her. Mila, what do you think about this?
Yes, of course. After hearing that's on your opinions, I also agree with Hai Sang a bit young. That divorce is good idea because it makes the relationship become freedom and comfortable. For example, if you have an unhappy marriage but you continue it, it's, you will feel stressful, anxious, and unhappy, especially you who have an unhappy marriage uh, will always accumulate and conflict with each other that make the relationship become terrible. Instead of divorce is best solution that help you freedom and comfortable. Um, the wife the wife or the husband who um, can connect, find and make new relationship, hang out with their friends, do anything if they want, without depending on the other person permissions. That's all.
Hmm. I see those points of view and I also consider them reasonable common. But I see that you guys didn't stand in other shoes. What I mean by that is when people get married, they also take the responsibility of lots of things from both family and especially their children. This relationship are now not just about feelings they have with their spouse or they should break up whenever they want, like they were on a date before. Now they have kids, so they have to be a good parents. They should know how to take care of them and how to raise them up in the right way. As you guys can see through many crime cases on newspaper, most of the offenders are usually children came from the divorced family. They have to be served an unhappy lifetime, which contribute to their characteristic. Children are the country's future, and they have the right to live happily with both of their parents. So I think it must be selfish if people get divorced without thinking of the child. Am I right, Lengan?
Okay, in my opinion, it's better to choose an unhappy marriage because if two people have children, that is what will hurt the children, make it difficult to the enter in the education environment and even everything about them. Children and was parents the rest want to divorce even if they are no longer happy together. That's all.
That's exactly what I want to say. But Feng, do you have any other comment?
Yeah, I I totally disagree with you and Langan because there no reason to buy and endure with that unhappy marriage. I think divorce is a civilized way of parting, and why not find another person you really need who make the rest of your life more meaningful. Uh, that's a reason based on my view. Of course, it's up to each person whether they want a new marriage or not. But I say that if you can find um, the person you are looking for, that's fine. Someone worries, share, understand to you, and be the spiritual support for your new life and possibly more for your children too.
As I mentioned before, that people should continue their marriage even if it was unhappy because of responsibility. So I afraid that if they move on and find their child another stepmother or father, it's sometimes not be a good idea because how can they have enough love and care for other childs? And I still not believe that they will have tolerance for those kids' mistakes. Do you agree with me, Thế Sang?
I agree with you about they should take the responsibility for their children. But what do you do if you stay in a relationship which is not good for your children? You know, an unhappy marriage often impacts children. It doesn't only mentally but also physically. Many children are victims of domestic violence, and you couldn't continue a relationship that threatens your children's health. And so I think divorce is the best way to protect your health and your children.
That's a good idea. For me, divorce is not only remaining useful lives, bring more freedom, comfortable, helpful, care for yourself, protect yourself, and find the appropriate ones. But it also can help you avoid some bad situations like domestic violence and psychological abuse. For example, if the wife and the husband ongoing argument and conflict with each other like that will affect their children who on also ongoing uh, see their parents arguing um, they will have a bad view of their parents. They will be more are likely to suffer from psychological illness and tend to close themselves up, more difficulty to communicate with the outside world than children with happy families. In particular, they may become uh, more violent if they watch devouring, uh, usually argue too much about the wife. If they are living in unhappy marriage, they will feel stressful, anxious. They are easily susceptible to psychosis like depression, anxiety. To sum up, divorce on way best solution if they have an unhappy marriage.
Yeah, so you guys really think about protect yourself first. But on the other hand, when you have to think about their financial situation, when you got married, you're likely much access like bank accounts and cards or a house and cars. But if you live, so will those access and the lifestyle you have accustomed to before turn upside down. If you are in a partnership where only one person works, staying in marriage means the non-worker partner won't have to re-enter the workforce. But when people get divorced, they have to rent a place to live and falls on hard time because they have to find another job to afford those things which are partly supported before. Does this make sense, Lengan?
In my opinion, there are many people who are afraid that after a divorce, they have to start from scratch and have to get to know another person. Because after divorce, most women will slow fall in love, so it's understandable that they don't want a divorce, so they choose a marriage even though their now is not happy and learn to accept it. That's on my opinion.
Seems like we have familiar idea. In ref for whole thing, people should divorce. The reason are to take more care of yourself and protect yourself from domestic abuse. And for who support the opposite side, you guys think that we will keep on an unhappy marriage because women can get emotional problem after divorce. Furthermore, people should take responsibility and they will get their income flow remain intact. However, interesting discussion. I will jot down all the ideas. Thanks for joining today.